Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out in Las Vegas. Of all places, Mark makes a change from the gym. Good to see you, Mark. How's life treating you heading into the fight week with Johnny Fisher?
Lovely to see you, Eamon. It is a lovely surprise out in Vegas. Just meeting you by the at the MGM. No, it's all part and parcel of the job. I'm lucky to be involved with Johnny Fisher, and who's fighting on Saturday night. Yeah, he's got a big Ukrainian guy, 6'6", and it's gonna present some challenges, but we're confident in what we've got to do to get the job done.
What do you want to see from Johnny this weekend particularly? We've seen him now, he's picked up a title in professional ranks, and I'm speaking to Johnny, he said, look, this kind of gives me that legitimacy, and I agree with that to a degree, but I also feel like he had it beforehand too. But picking up that title and looking to push forward in 2024, what do you want to see from him this weekend against Beezus?
Well, I just want again, I'll reiterate again, Johnny to put on a nice, controlled performance, and when it's time to go, it's time to go. I mean, he's I watched some old stuff of him against a Spanish guy we fought the O2 a few fights back, and sometimes where I'm so involved, I want perfection, and I don't see the beauty of it. But I've managed to look at some of Johnny's fights today. Funnily enough, I had a bit of time to myself, and I watched him fight Alvarez, I think his name was, Spanish guy, and the way he measured and slipped, touched him with a jab. He done that for a couple of rounds before he put him away. But he, I sometimes don't give him too much credit for the way he sets up his work. But he's looking beautiful at the minute. He really is, and can't wait for Saturday night myself. Yeah.
Do you feel that his fight style is something that American fans will take to? American fans love a knockout. They love a heavyweight as well too. Do you feel that if they get to see Johnny, they'll take to Johnny in the ring and also his personality outside the ring too?
Oh, he's a beautiful talker. He's very smart and intelligent. He's got the massive fighting heart, and we don't have to question that. We don't have to test that. All we got to do is keep refining him, and building him. And you know what? We had a spar at the Top Rank gym the other day against a very, very well-seasoned professional African guy by the name of Ardi. He had a fantastic amateur pedigree, but he was like 8-0, 6-0, something like that. Big, strong, tall man, strong man. And Johnny done 6 rounds with that guy, and it was lovely for me to see because, Johnny's been here a few more weeks than myself. I was busy in London, but that spar, I just can't stop thinking about it because there was people present, boxing people in that Top Rank gym who I've met before, and it's tough here. Sparring's tough always here, especially for an Englishman. and the way they looked at me, they gave Johnny lots and lots of respect in the 4th round. Yeah. But it was something different about the look, and I knew what they meant when it was finished because Ardi brought more heat, but Johnny matched that heat and gave a very, very good account of himself, and I was over the moon because I needed to see him spar against a proper guy, and so I was over the moon. Yeah, and Johnny's coming on well, he really is, yeah.
I feel like it's the push towards the English and British titles towards the end of this year for Fisher.
Yeah, I do. I actually do. We'll sit and talk down. Obviously, we've got to take one fight at a time. I'm always a big believer in getting the job done, what's in front of us. But I see good stuff from Fisher, without looking too far in the landscape, so to speak. Yeah.
It's always a bit harder to plan for a heavyweight because with the heavyweights brings the bigger money down the line. So when you've got something with a fighter, when you've got something with Johnny, that can be cultivated in something big down the line later. because of who he is and what he is and how big he is. So is there always that bit of extra caution to make sure we're going that right path, we're taking the right steps at the right time, so we don't kind of blow what could be later on?
Well, you know, at all levels, you got to bring them through. Bring them through right. You got to do the right thing for them. You know what I mean? Because you know it's a dangerous sport, boxing. You know what I mean? So you got to bring them through right. But Johnny is very, very marketable because of his fighting ability. He can fight. Man can fight. And he's like I say, he's big heart, and and now he's refining his boxing skills, knowing when to put his foot on the gas, knowing when to have a look, knowing when to have a breather. You know, he trusts in that. He trusts that, and he's doing it naturally now. Naturally, that's the word I'm looking for. Like he done a thing for Matchroom today where he had to have some photos and videos and a couple of interviews he had to do. But I went to him before we went into this photo shoot. I said, Johnny, listen, I think tonight we'll have a walk and a stretch and a shake. I like to have a look. I like to see how he's feeling, how his limbs are. But and he just took his top off and he had a little shadow. Took some photos for the cameraman and that. And I thought, after he'd done that, I said, we don't have to do nothing tonight, son. We'll have our tap out Thursday. Because I liked what I see. He's such a consummate professional. He's ticking all the right boxes, yeah.
So how involved are you in terms of those on an hourly basis, or planning the camp out on a daily basis? Just you mentioned there about what you're going to do and not do there. How involved are you in guiding Johnny in that sense as well?
Well, it's important because, you know, instinctively I know when he's pressing too much. I don't have to say when he's not doing enough, because he's a very, very diligent worker. Like I say, you got to hold him back. You got to hold him back. And he come out to the US a few weeks earlier than I'd liked him to have done, but it was a good experience for him. He's around some good people that are looking after him. But yeah, when I got here last week, it was Sonny Cannon, our strength and conditioner, come here a week before me. And I felt better when he got here because he knows how I work, and he knows how I don't like the flog. I don't like to flog everyone. Not everyone needs flogging. Do you know what I mean? And the legs, you know, it kills the legs if you flog them too much. And in sparring, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to flog people before you spar, especially with, like I say, in America, it's hard. Sparring's hard out here. You know what I mean? But I felt very relieved when I got here, and when I saw what I saw, and as I say, I got here on the Sunday. On the Monday, I think we had a workout at the Top Rank Gym, and I think I took Johnny's breath away a little bit because I'm a little intense and I work fast and hard, and but I'm glad I did that. And on the Tuesday and Wednesday we had to have a couple of workouts, and then I organised a spar, as I say, with Ardy, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was real competitive, real articulate, as in counter punches, and it was super. It was a good spar, and that did it for me. And I thought, right, we're done. and all we've done is maintain and taper down. Yeah.
What's the difference between UK sparring and US sparring? What are the main things that you've taken away from it? I was speaking to George Liddard and Jimmy Sains. They said it's completely different, or at least there's a lot more different than what they get over in the UK. UK is a bit more kind of, we understand we're kind of learning here and want to take a couple of bits out, but US might be a bit more like the dog pound mentality and really kind of going for it. Have you picked up those things from the differences between the two levels, or two different areas of sparring from the UK and stateside, or do you feel it's similar?
No, listen, sparring, as they all say, but you know, there is a dog mentality, you know, in gyms in Las Vegas. You know, they're tough, very tough, come from tough backgrounds, so they want to win. You know, they want to prove a point. Yeah, I had a conversation with Ardy before we had it off with Fisher. Not had it off, but before we had a sparring session, and I I checked his gloves, and I wanted bigger gloves, and I'm glad I did. And so you got to be on it with these sort of things, and you got to be on it because man wants to prove a point, and especially against a matchroom fighter, a Eddie Hearn fighter. Everyone wants to make a name for themselves, and you just gotta do the right thing for your fighter to feel the heat, but to get him over the line. We've got a fight next week. If we don't get him over the line, we might not have a fight. So you gotta watch out especially when you're in different territories and that. But I've got a good guy in the top ranked gym who I trust. Very experienced guy, Frank. Only known by Frank, but he's a lovely fella, and he always comes up trumps. Yeah.
Speaking of coming up trumps, a lot of the members of the Mark Tibbs Gym have been coming up trumps recently. Talk me through some of the fighters in your gym and how they've been developing with their recent outings.
Yeah, Giorgio Visioli, the new lightweight prospect, sensational prospects, I should say. He's just had his second fight over in Belfast, and he got pretty sure it was a second round or a third round, but it was like a duplicate performance of his debut, and he had a tougher opposition this time, but I think he gave him another couple of rounds, but it was. See, when I heard Giorgio's interview, he said, "No, do you know what?" He went, "This is Giorgio. Do you know what? He was, he felt strong, felt a bit tough at first, but because Giorgio is that good, he's that responsive, he's got such a good boxing IQ, timing and distance and all of that he made easy work of it. So, I've got, I'm looking forward to get Giorgio's journey for sure, yeah. So he pulled off a great performance. Over the moon he was. But I've got Johnny Hedges. Johnny Hedges, he's fighting on the 10th of February at the Indigo in London. And on the same night, I've got Tommy Fletcher also fighting at the Copper Box. So it's been crazy the last few months. Elle Brook, she was involved in the Misfits card. She pulled off a lovely, lovely performance last week. It was against a lady she had a battle with before. She had a hard fight with her, but she's been working beautiful in the gym, and she pulled off a third round KO. Pulled it off, beautiful timing again. Yeah, so I was over the moon with Elle, and so Tommy Fletcher and Johnny Hedges, 10th of February. London, one at the Stratford Copper Box, the Norfolk Nightmare, big puncher. What I mean a big puncher, look, he's 21 years of age and he punches like Deontay Wilder. He really does. So give him another 3 or 4 years, and as long as he looks after himself, he gets brought along nice. And Johnny Hedges, he's moved up the cruiserweight, great boxer. Always call him Tyson Fury because of his beautiful boxing skills. And he looks after himself. He's going to have a very bright future in boxing. He's fighting in his first 8-rounder, I believe, at the Indigo. Against, he's got a German kid. He's got a German boy. Johnny Fisher's got a Ukrainian kid, big 6 foot, as we've just been saying. And Tommy Fletcher is fighting. He's fighting a good, very durable guy from Spain. Yeah. So they're all in good fights. They're all being built the right way, and should be good. I've got Joel Bartel. He's my promising middleweight. He's fighting on the 24th of February. So I've got a very busy stable down there at the Origin Gym in Raynham.
Very busy indeed. How are you going to get from one venue to the other on Feb 10th?
Well, I've got a plan in my head, and we'll get Saturday night out of the way. This Saturday, Johnny Fisher first, and we'll cross that bridge when we find it. But I'm pretty sure. Listen, it's only 2 stops away on a train, but I've been promised a taxi or a motorbike to get me across. But I've got a good team back there in the Origin Gym who's assisting me while I'm here in Vegas. Yeah, doing a good job.
I remember Shane McGuigan had to do the same thing last year. I think it was Caroline Dubois at your call, and there was another somewhere else, and he said it was a nightmare for him. So you're gonna have a bit of a trek on your hands, but I'm sure you'll get through it. Mark, just to widen the scope a little bit more on the boxing scene and get your thoughts on a couple of things. Try and freshen up the questions as well too, because I'm sure you've been asked a lot about this. But so I want to get the training perspective on, first of all, Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou, specifically something that watching back the fight with Tyson Fury, he didn't seem to be able to grasp just how big and long his arms are. And you work with cruiserweights like John Hedges and Tommy Fletcher as well, who've got those big, long arms.
Francis.
Francis Ngannou does. So if Anthony Joshua is to be successful, how is he going to negate that big jab? Although it might not be the greatest jab, but because he has such length in his arms, how difficult is it going to be to overcome that?
Well, I think Anthony Joshua will be faster. Yeah, faster. First, fast and hard. You get me? So if you're first, fast and hard, you're going to put a stop to what they're going to do, because you've got to think about what they're going to do. And if not, the Ngannou shouldn't be the most natural as a boxers. It's his second professional fight, although he gave Tyson a very tough fight. He's got to be fast. He's got to be fast, first, fast and hard. So he uses nice fast jab. He's got a lovely 1-2. Anthony Joshua, once he gets his distance, he's got to hit him with the basics, the straight 1-2s, and before he gets his hooks off. But it makes it interesting, doesn't it? What he did to how the Fury fight unfolded. It makes it very, very interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. But you got to favour Anthony Joshua for sure. Yeah.
When a fighter and a big heavyweight is also taking on a heavyweight who's a lot bigger for them, is there ever a mentality issue knowing that you're not the big guy anymore in the ring? It's the other person is the big guy, and you've got to combat that in a sense, because maybe in the clinches you're not going to be the one who's pushing them back. You're getting pushed back. You don't have that superiority there. Do you think that might be a factor in this fight?
Definitely. I think Tyson, when Tyson cracked Francis with a straight right hand and didn't budge him, and he grabbed him and he felt the strength from him. Yeah, you got a good point now. You've got a very good point now. So the best thing for that is don't get in clinches. So box at medium to long range, first, fast and hard, and easier said than done. But it's can't wait for that fight.
If Francis Ngannou was to get the victory, and it's a big if, it has to be said there, Anthony Joshua goes in the favourite there, but just to play with it a little bit, do you feel that he's a fighter that could win a belt in the heavyweight division? He'll be putting himself in line for the Fury versus Usyk winner, but do you feel from what you've seen he has those credentials to be someone who could hold a title?
No, I don't, tell the truth. I don't. I think Fury, I don't know because I weren't there, but I just think that he never took it too seriously, and I think Oleksandr Usyk would box Francis' head off for sure. But like you say, you get in a clinch with that man. He's very strong and very, very strong. And listen, even against Anthony Joshua, I can't see Francis winning, but I wouldn't be surprised. So mad things are happening.
Mad things are happening indeed. And move into another fight, that being the Fury Usyk fight for the undisputed crown. I saw an interview read part of the interview that Oleksandr Usyk did with The Ring. And in The Ring, he mentioned something quite interesting. He said, I'm not concerned about Tyson Fury leaning on me. I'm going to lean on him. I would have thought that that'd be quite counterintuitive when we're talking about bigger men and bigger men than you being in the ring, which would be the case for Usyk against Fury. You'd feel like maybe Usyk wouldn't want to lean on Fury, but Usyk does have that wrestling background. I think AJ brought in a coach to teach him wrestling so that he could prepare for Usyk. But do you feel in those moments that Usyk might be on the right lines of thinking, if he wants to win, to try and lean on Fury?
I don't think you would choose to be on the inside and wrestle with Fury, but he's got to be prepared for the inevitable, which he's probably going to be on the inside at times, and so that's what he's doing. He's preparing himself for the inevitable, and that he will be on the inside at times because Tyson will want to long him off and lean on him and manhandle him at times. I'm sure, but cracking fight now. That's the way the Ngannou fight fell through with Tyson makes this makes it all intriguing. But I still back Tyson Fury against Oleksandr. I really believe that he's got his nut. He'll get his nut down and crack on and do what he always does: is prepare properly. I mean, I don't think he prepared properly for the Ngannou fight, but I think he will. Obviously, he has to. He has to. Too much at stake. Too much at stake. Yeah.
Johnny and Tyson have sparred before, right? Am I right in saying? Yeah. Were you there for those spars?
No, it was up in Morecambe. Johnny was invited up there. Had a good time up there, and he likes Tyson Fury and made him feel very, very welcome. Yeah.
But just if you've ever seen Fury spar before in the past, or from the tape that we've seen Fury in the ring, a lot of people, when I've spoke to them about sparring Tyson Fury, I spoke to Jermaine Franklin actually the other day, and he said he sparred Fury in the lead up to his fight with Dillian Whyte, and he said he was so surprised about how good Fury is on the inside. Do you think Fury's inside game is underrated?
Fury is an all-rounder. Let me tell you something. When he's on his game, which he always is, it's just we're thinking about the Ngannou fight here now, but when he's on his game, his long game, his medium game, his up and close game, it all moulds into one. So he's like water. Do you get me? He just bang on his, and he's got every area covered. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, he's an all rounder. I mean, if you looked at if you did the what's his name? The Wilder fights, especially the one when he put him over a couple of times, literally busted him up on the outside, busted him up at mid-range, and made him pay in every area. So he can do it all. It's all up there. So yeah.
A lot of people have kind of made a lot from Jai Opetaia leaving the camp, and Jai's and Eddie Hearn has mentioned like there's nothing to the rumor that Tyson Fury was dropped. There's nothing to the rumor that Jai Opetaia has been made to leave because of any sparring interaction. But you've got the likes of Johnny Nelson who are also saying that they've heard whispers that Tyson Fury's camp isn't going well and has been manhandled in sparring. When you hear things like that, do you believe the truth to them, and do they concern you heading into an undisputed fight?
Do you know what? You can't. You listen. Like I always say, I weren't there. I don't know anyone that was there, and so you can't make a judgment on it. I mean, these people are very highly skilled and highly, like, professional boxing at this level is, you've got to do what's right for you. You know what I mean? And I just probably think that Opetaia is. He's got his own camp and his own job to do. He ain't there for Tyson Fury. Do you know what I'm saying? So he might have dipped in, see what it was all about, and come out. And he's got a big fight himself, hasn't he? Mm-hmm. So yeah. You can't really look too much into it, but it's nice to watch all you guys talk about it on the YouTube.
Nice to watch indeed. We want to see the fights materialise soon. Mark, just move away from boxing talk for a moment. I know we had a nice chat towards the back end of our last chat in the gym, and you were talking about flying the kite for the first time. That resonated with the viewers. Just want to talk about life in general, and being in Las Vegas as a man of faith that can sometimes conflict with things. But just kind of what have you seen? What have you taken from Las Vegas, and from your background, what do you feel about the place?
Do you know what? I was here. I come here very, very long while ago. It must have been 20 years ago. I come here for a wedding, and then I come here for the Billy Joe Saunders when he fought Canelo. So it was a big gap then. And when I was young, and I come for the wedding, I had a good time, but I was in and out in 5 days. I never slept. I never slept. Actually, I was invited to a dinner in what's the restaurant that turns around at night, the Stratosphere.
Might be the name. I don't know myself.
And I said yes. I made an appointment me and my wife made an appointment to meet a group there, and we put our head on the pillow and we didn't wake up for 15 hours. So we slept. We missed 2 days, but I had a good time before that. But do you know what? You know, you change as you get older. You know what I'm saying? I come here to work with Billy Joe Saunders a few years back for the Canelo camp, and my life was in the house, track, gym, sleep, eat, train, and that's all it was: sleep, eat, train, and managing sessions, and that was my job then. So I didn't see a lot of any of the life. Obviously, we ate and drank. You know, we had some downtime at weekends, but you know, it's not a bit of me to tell the truth. I wouldn't know how to put $1 in the machine to have a bet. Truth, I don't know how to play blackjack or poker, or I've got a lot of youngsters around me that are having sleepless nights through gambling and that. But it's not a bit of me. But you know, good gyms here, good work, good boxing people, and that's what I like about Las Vegas. Yeah.
There's a feeling that Vegas might not turn to the epicenter or one of the major places for boxing, and it's being usurped by Saudi Arabia. Do you feel that that might happen? Do you feel that Vegas might lose the stranglehold it has on the biggest nights of boxing, and they're moving over to that area of the world?
Well, I just had a walk along the strip just now with Johnny and Sonny and some guys from Everlast, and we walked into a part of the strip that looked a bit tired. I'm speaking from my own experience here, because I was here like 25 years ago, and obviously during the Canelo camp. But when I was here a long while ago, it was more alive. 25 years ago, 20 years ago, it was alive. It was buzzing, and it didn't look so tired, you know. And some of the old build, but you know. And when I think about Dubai and Saudi. And you can't. It does make you think maybe that's the new Las Vegas over there. You know what I mean? But you know, I've been to some lovely places here in Vegas and all that are new and brand new. You know, I just was in an old part of town a little while ago. So no, listen. Still good fighters over here coming out of these parts of the world. You know, Mexico, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. I just met a lovely guy today who's got a gym down there in Las Vegas, and made us feel very, very welcome through Charlie Sims actually. So yeah, I'm looking forward to taking my boys there, and sparring's good. Sparring's good out of this part of the world. Sparring can be good. Yeah. You got to manage it right though. Else you won't be sparring too long.
Mark, just to end it on yourself as well too, talking of tired, I stand to be tired right now through all the traveling, through all the jet lag, through chasing around and following boxing. You have to, but being entrenched as you are, you know, on a day-to-day basis, working with the fighters, every day goes by and you get that everyday bit older. What do you think about yourself in terms of where you are right now, and where you see yourself in the future in this game, I guess?
Well, I still thrive. I still get a buzz out of you know, guys winning titles, winning 4 rounds, 6 rounds, 8 rounds, 10 rounds. I always get a big buzz, and boxing's my life. And yeah, it is. I guess, you know, and yeah, it's just all what I've did. I mean, someone sent me a picture today when I was 6 years old. I brought a tear to my eye because the way I stood up, and I thought, man, I've been boxing. I literally have been boxing since I was 6 years old. This is the reason why, because my dad's been involved. You know, obviously my dad's my dad. So my uncle took me to fight at the Repton Boxing Club at 6, and I've been in gyms ever since. It's mental. And you know, I think it's mad. I've been around it so long. And some people say to me, "How did you know this? How did you know that?" I know and feel what my guys have to do. I don't know how I know, but you just know, like, intuitively. And yeah, so and my dad obviously was worked with Lawlesses and Duffs all his life, and Frank and Barry Hearn, and yeah, and so I've been boxing's been in my life since I can remember. So I still get the buzz. Yeah, I still feel. When I see a good fighter come in the gym, or a passionate guy that wants to work hard, ain't so talented, but we give him his time and we can make something of him. That's what gives me a buzz. You know what I mean? And Giorgio Vizioli come out of nowhere, and that's a breath of fresh air. You know, because with him I can literally pick up the phone and I can guide him. You know, he's that good. So yeah, so I still get a buzz working with all level fighters. Yeah, as long as they play the game.
Very final one for myself. You're also someone who keeps himself tremendously fit as well too, with such a busy lifestyle as well. I always see you, if ever you can do, maybe with a dumbbell in your hands or doing some sort of form of exercise. I myself, heading into I just turned 32 now in January, a few weeks back. I kind of feel like, my youth isn't. I'm not as limber. I'm not as agile.
You're a baby, man.
I'm not as limber and agile as I used to be, Mark. But you managed to keep and maintain that lifestyle whilst keeping so busy. That must be also quite difficult.
Well, it's not difficult because, as I say before, it's been my life, and like it's just like cleaning your teeth in the morning. You know, I don't have to, but I have to maintain my level of fitness, and by me eating okay, I like to think I eat okay. You know, I don't eat like a bloody like a monk sort of thing, but I eat very, very, try my best to eat well, and then I've got an 8-year-old son, so I've got to be healthy for him. He's 9 actually. So no, I look after myself the best I can. Yeah, I do in the later years, like lately, I do the warm up with the boys and the warm down if I do any runs, but no sprints, no power or hill sprints or nothing like that. But I do keep myself relatively fit, and I do a little bit of weight training, which keeps me strong for the pad work and and just maintain for life, for whatever it may bring. Yeah.
Good way to leave it, Mark. A pleasure. The pleasure is all mine, actually, I should say. Thank you so much for being SecondsOut. Looking forward to seeing Johnny Fisher in the ring this weekend. Much appreciated.
Cheers, Eamon. Thanks, mate.
Appreciate it.
Good stuff.